Hey guys, it's Cameron again. I hope you're all doing well. As you can see by the title of this video, this is going to be a new video series that I'm starting called Bookish OCD, where I go over all of the different weird quirks that I have as a reader and a book lover. For this first video, I am going to be talking about first editions and what my deal is with them, because a lot of people have been asking me, why first editions? Why do you go out of your way to collect these editions of books that you can just easily go out and buy at the bookstore? And I'm going to tell you the answer to those questions right now. So yeah. Reason number one of why I collect first editions is that they are worth more. Now, please keep in mind that I am a collector, not a reseller. Whenever people ask me, why do you collect first editions, and I give the reason, it is because they are worth more, people automatically assume that I resell them. And they're like, oh, I could never resell any of my books. Take a look at my bookshelves. I think it is obvious that I do not resell anything. Now, the whole point of me giving the reason that they are worth more isn't really about the monetary value that it supplies to me and my collection. It's just, it mostly just adds more value to the experience of collecting books. Instead of just going out and buying a brand new book at a bookstore for $20 and then that being all there is to it, instead I can search and have a bit of fun with it. Also, I don't like to buy books full price. I like to go out and search and try to find a first edition for a relatively inexpensive price. Like, I'll go to a discount place, or I'll go to the clearance aisle of a bookstore and I'll find a first edition hardcover of a book for $3 when before it was $20. So instead I get my first edition for way cheaper, and in the end it could be worth a lot more. Even though I'm not going to resell it, it just has more value to me as a collector. For me, as a collector, I collect first editions from way back in the day. I collect a lot of Hardy Boys and Nancy Drew books, so I collect first editions of those. I would love to have first editions of like Lord of the Rings and the Narnia books and Wizard of Oz and all those really, really awesome classic books. So those are a lot harder to find and they can be pretty expensive. But for modern first editions, you're not going to spend a whole lot of money. Like I said, I could go to a clearance section and buy a first edition, a young adult book for $3 when before it was $20. And then in the end, it could be worth a lot more. So it just makes me more happy and proud of what I have on my bookshelf. An example of a first edition book that is worth a lot right now is The Hunger Games. Ever since the movie came out, the price of the first edition has just skyrocketed. So now I'm kicking myself that I didn't buy the first edition hardcover when it first came out, because I was going to, but I didn't, and now I missed out, and it's worth so much money. So I'll probably never have it unless I happen to find one for really, really cheap in a used bookstore. That happens a lot to me, so that could happen, and that would be awesome, and it would make me really proud of what I have than if I just went out and just bought the paperback or the hardcover at Barnes & Noble. Instead, I could have something much more sentimental. Sure, I love to read books, but I want to collect them too. And if I'm going to collect them, I want to make sure that what I have is, something worth collecting. Because if I wasn't going to collect them, then I would just go to the library and check them out and not have to spend any money. If I'm going to spend my money on books, I want to make sure what I have is worth something. I don't want to go to a bookstore and buy a book for $20 when down the road it's only going to be worth what $3. So really that's about it. I just like the sentimental value because I had to go and look for it. I had to search and find it. That, or maybe I was in the clearance section of Barnes & Noble and I found the first edition of a book for $3, and then a couple years from now a movie is made of it, and then I go on eBay and I find out that the book I have is now worth $200, and I wouldn't sell it. It would just make me treasure that even more. So now, to close out this video, I'm going to share a book with you guys that I found at a half-price bookstore, and it is now probably one of my number one prized possessions in my book collection. I have a lot of those, but this is really special. This right here is I Is for Innocent by Sue Grafton. It is one of the books in the Kinsey Millhone Alphabet Mystery Series. This is a first edition hardcover of this book. I was at Half Price Books. I was in the mystery section. I was looking at these books because I love the series. And I saw this, and I look on the copyright page, which is where you look to see if a book is first edition. And I saw that number line right there. See 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If the number line has a 1 in it anywhere, that means it is a first printing. Now there are other ways to tell if a book's a first edition, but that's just one of many. So I bought it, brought it home. It was $7, and I went on Sue Grafton's Facebook page where she has all of the values listed for all of her books. And this book, in really good condition, if it's a first edition, is worth $70, about that price. And then I open it up to the front page, and I see that it is signed by Sue Grafton. That knocked the price up to $210. So this book is worth $210, and I got it for $7. That's one of the joys about me and collecting books, is that I get to find things like this, and sometimes you gotta search really hard. Other times you're gonna find surprises, and you're gonna wind up with books like this that you weren't even looking for. That's why I collect first editions. I want to do more of these videos. I'm going to do my quirks on reading and how I read, because I'm very much into preserving the condition of a book. Like I said, I'm a collector. So when I read, I'm very, very gentle with the book. And I'm going to go over that later in another video. So this is just going to be a series of all my weird quirks as a reader and a book lover. And I hope you guys like it. And I don't know, if you want to do this series as well on your channel, you go right ahead. I'd love to see your weird quirks as a reader. I think it'd be a lot of fun. So, alright. Well, I will see you guys in another video. Hope you all have a great day. Bye.